What's up, Needle Dick? It's your boy, the one and only, and I am happy to say that I am back to tell you another story because all of a sudden people care about the stories that I have to say. But before we get into that, I'd just like to say a huge fucking thank you to all of you assholes and all you assholes who are in the posse with me, because I was literally not expecting to make a Steam group and have this much people be in it. My initial estimate was that 40 people were going to join, and it wasn't really going to grow past that, but there's 131 people in it, and that's just insane. I'm trying to work on some really fun stuff that we can all do together, and one of those things is I want to have a really cool group avatar, and I wish there was a way that I could implement all of us being in it, or having a fair way that I can have people try to be in it with me, like, and select them or something like that, but I can't think of anything that's really fair. If you have some kind of idea as to how I can give you guys something cool for the group, then just tell me. I was thinking that every 100 followers I could do an open server. On YouTube, you guys are being insane too, because I uploaded a Killing Floor video, and I was expecting it to get like nothing, and it went way beyond my expectations, just like you guys have been pulling through for me, so that's really awesome. Thank you so much for watching the Killing Floor video and not ignoring it because it didn't have fucking Source Filmmaker TF2. Troll kids on TF2. So it's really cool that you guys understand that I'm not going to be just a TF2 person. I'm not even going to be just a YouTube person, because I'm in the take over the world business. Another crazy thing, I got 1,000 new subscribers and I'm at like 2,300 right now, and I was excited when I had 100 subscribers, so if you can imagine how excited I am now, it's unreal. Thank you so much. And I know that's not a lot, but it's something. It's a lot more than a bunch of other people have, especially in a sense if I earned them and I didn't bot them or do any underhanded tactics to earn them, like a lot of other people like to do. I've never live streamed before, but I was thinking that maybe if it was cool with you guys, and maybe if you were really showing out for me and supporting me and telling people to go check me out, because I get told a lot that I'm a pretty cool guy, I guess. I mean, I don't know. It's not my place to judge myself on the internet. I would love to live stream every 1,000 subscribers I get, and you know, this isn't just me trying to do a ploy for more subscribers. I want somebody to live stream too, and I don't always want to be live streaming because I don't want to live stream too much and lose the joy in doing that. So if that sounds like a cool idea and you think we can make it happen, let's motherfucking do it, son. Why the fuck am I still talking about this? Let's get into the motherfucking story. I figure I have a million stories to tell you guys. I really do want to tell all of them. If I tell 2 stories of video, then it'll get done twice as fast. I'm no geologist, but I think it might work out that way. An F in English? The first story I'm going to tell you is called Balls Rice. And oh boy, is Balls Rice my favorite. So it takes place in junior high. Your boy's just a wee little emo gangsta, because that's just who I've been since the dawn of time. The class that this takes place in is called math class. We had this teacher who talked just like this. Wrong answer. And like, I swear to God, like, this sounds like I'm over exaggerating, but this fucking dude would make like airplane noises and shit in like this really squeaky voice, like, oh, hi, I'm Mr. Needle Dick. His name isn't actually Mr. Needle Dick, but for the sake of protecting him, because it's really unfortunate. I really liked him, but this story is about him, but we're going to protect him by naming him Mr. Needle Dick. You know, I never really liked anybody in school, but there was a bunch of other kids in the class, of course, because that's how schools work. Public schools, at least. Every single day, Mr. Needle Dick would have a cup of rice on his desk because he would cook it for his lunch. And this is just the kind of person I've always been for as long as I can remember, but for whatever reason, people will listen and believe anything I say, like, no matter what it is. Like, if I was to meet a random person and say, hey, if you jump off that bridge, you'll get $1 million, like, there's probably like a 90% chance. Well, that 90 is a little bit high, but there's probably like a 33% chance that it would work. So one day, Mr. Needle Dick gets called and he has to leave the room, and he says that he's going to be gone for like 10 or 15 minutes, and nobody is there to watch us, so he just leaves us there alone. And which is a really bad idea, because quite honestly, I was a very bad child, and so were like a lot of the other kids in that class. So he's gone. We're just chilling. A person who we're going to call Booker T looks over at me and he says, hey, do you dare me to go put my balls in his rice? And I look at him and I say, yeah. You should go do it. Nothing more, nothing less. That's all it took. While this little conversation went down, another kid was in the bathroom, and we're gonna call him Rice Man. So while Rice Man is in the bathroom, Booker T and I had that conversation that we had, and I witnessed with my eyes, Booker T gets up and he pulls out his sack in front of the entire class. Like, I shit you not, I'm like 14, 13 years old, and I just see this other guy's like ball sack. He was like 2 grades ahead of me too. So after his sack is just hanging out of his pants, he reaches over to the desk that our teacher sits at, grabs his cup of rice, and he takes his testicles, and I witness him rubbing his testicles inside of the rice, this dry rice, and I see grains of rice sticking to his balls, and he's just like flicking the rice back into there and stuff like that, and he's laughing, and I'm just like, wow. And I'm just thinking to myself, wow, I wonder what would have happened if I told him not to do this.
Oh, cool story, Justin. I'm so happy you said it.
Well, it's not over yet. It gets worse. So all this has just happened, and we go back to normal, and we're just sitting there. Rice Man comes back into the room, and he sits down next to me, and I look over at him and was like, we all just put our tongue in the teacher's rice. You should go put your tongue inside the rice, so that way he has to eat it later. And thinking back to it now, that would have been really, really weird if we had actually done that. That would have been disgusting, and the equivalent equivalent to us all making out, and he went along with it. I have no idea why he thought that made sense. Nobody put their tongues in it. The only thing that went in that rice was that guy's balls. That's not what Rice Man thought, though. He thought that he was about to get in on a super killer joke. So Rice Man walks up, and we're all eagerly awaiting for him to do it. He picks up the teacher's rice, and he just sticks his whole tongue inside of that ball's rice. He is licking all the dirty, disgusting schmegma out of that rice for that teacher, so that way the teacher doesn't have to eat that dirty, disgusting schmegma. And the whole entire class is just laughing at him. We are all laughing at him. And he's like, yeah, I did it, guys. I did something cool. And literally, we're all laughing at him. Nobody is laughing with him. And the best part about this whole entire story is not that he did it, is that till this day, he still doesn't know. We never let him know. For the rest of that year, we kept calling him Balls Rice, and he never knew why. He just thought balls was a funny word, and that's why we called him Balls Rice. Balls Rice, if you're watching this, man, hang in there, buddy. There's help. Hey, I'm sorry I lied, but I'm not going to tell you 2 stories because you guys left me a bunch of really awesome stories on the last video. So if you want to do that again, you can do that, but I'm going to read off a few of my favorite stories from the last story video. Mr. Fear says, okay, story time. I once had a snobby-ass friend that was a vegan. She kept running her mouth about how great it was to be vegan and eating meat is wrong. She basically is a food Nazi. She wouldn't get off her high horse. One day I went to McDonald's to get some nuggets and I caught her eating a double quarter pounder with cheese. All I could do was laugh at her hypocrisy. It made the nuggets taste even better. After that day, she stopped her bullshit and accepted everyone. People just need to stop being snobs, pull their head out of their asses, and realize everyone is different. The end. When I had first read that, I laughed so hard I shit my pants. My boy Socrates says, after work I was walking to the train station and I saw 2 females, both tall, one African and one other white with no bra on, just panties. They were dancing in front of the gas station while someone was taking pictures of them. The kicker is that this is a mainly Hasidic Jewish neighborhood. So as the girls were dancing, tits flopping around and whatnot, the Jewish guys around were just mind-fucked. I just cried of laughter, went on my way, and listened to the Beastie Boys. You gotta fight for your motherfucking right to party, what can I say? Here's an excellent one. This might be my favorite one that I got. Story time, story time. So before I start, I live in Moscow, I'm a native Russian, and I'm 19 years old. Once upon a time, I was chilling with a bunch of close friends in the countryside. We were smoking hookah, drinking some alcohol, playing pool, and telling each other stories. When everyone decided to go to sleep, we forgot to take the coals out from the hookah. The host of the party was sleeping at the hookah on the bed. One not very smart girl decided to smoke a little bit more. She accidentally knocked the hookah over and the coals fell on the sleeping host's pants. After a second, he jumped up screaming, "Sick of that!" I don't know how that's said, but I do know that's like a thing for Russian people. At the top of his lungs. Started running in circles and jumping. Apparently one piece of coal got inside his pants and was burning him like a little bitch. Everybody instantly woke up, noticed screaming host, burning coals on the floor, and broken hookah. The smoke from the coals turned on the fire alarm, water started to flow from the ceiling, alarms began screaming. Everybody immediately lost their senses. One very drunk dude jumped from the window in the pile of snow. That was a lot of fun, actually. But he got a bad burn scar from the coal. I mean, I don't do any of that stuff anymore at all, but you know, those are the kinds of stories that are just lovely when you do that kind of stuff. Sorry if I didn't read your story. This video is already getting a little bit too long, and I just want to keep it short and simple for you guys. Let's make it a tradition that every single time I post a past experience video, that you guys tell me stories, and then I'll read off my favorite stories at the end of the video. How does that sound? Also, if anybody has a name that sounds better than past experience, tell me, and maybe I'll start calling it that, because past experience is pretty bland, in my opinion. As always, I'm Justin, and you're not.
Damn, that shit was dope.